what I want. This is what I want to the table. And do the same thing, exactly the same thing for the successor, and make sure you save the layout. Unless if you don't, next time you come back, you'll face the same thing. It will repeat the same thing. But once you are able to save it, so next time it will stay there. Okay, good. So we're trying to fix something up. So what I said is for you to progress. I said progress your work to the 7th of June, right? So take for example, if you go to the structure, so just take progress line off, thank you. If you go to structure and where it says install frame, so I don't know how much, if you click on install frame.
Where is that?
Under structure, above roofing, install frames.
Down, move your cursor down.
Yeah.
To the activity name, lay bricks, align bricks, install frame. This is one of the activities. A1070.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, okay. Sorry.
If you look at that, you didn't progress anything there. You just use the data date. I was expecting when I said progress, and I gave you some that you needed to progress a number of days. So I was expecting you to complete that at that time. Because you did not complete it, you mean install frame won't finish until the 12th of June. At the end, we will compare these with the baseline that we've got, right? So let's just try and fix what you've got. So that is the first example, which I expect you to just tick and say that's finished, because it's not that saying, okay, because the days have gone past, it's finished. That is not the correct way of updating. The correct way of updating is asking those people that worked on the job, has it finished? But I did not mention that. I mentioned the one I gave you, the list of the one I gave you, telling you the progress we've made, but I did not mention that we've completed that. Two things. You might assume that we've completed it. And during the next meeting, or when you see me again, this is the next meeting, you will revalidate that I've assumed that this job is completed. That's why I put it on 100%. Can you confirm that it is completed? You say, oh, it's not completed. Then you can say, okay, how much? What is it? What do you want to claim? It might be how many days you want to claim for that, or how many percentage do you want to claim for that? Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Does everybody understand that? So if somebody has not given you an update, and you want to progress, you might assume that it's finished, but there is nothing wrong in assumption, but your assumptions needs to be validated by the experts, by the people that are working on the job. Okay? So let's look at your those ones I gave you updates, progress of. Let's look at the one I gave you the progress for.
That's
Flooring. So what was the original duration? Was 16 days, right?
Yeah.
And I said, it's not finished, just progress it up to, I said, progress it, saying you've done how many days?
7 days.
7 days out of 16. So you have 9 days left.
Yes. So
Okay, let's go back to that. So your data date, your new date is now 27th. What was your whole date? Your whole date should be around. Let's do something. Let's compare. Let's bring out both BL start and BL finish. I believe this is baseline. Let me see. It's current project. So why is it not baseline? Because we baseline our job. I told you guys to baseline your job. There's no, did you baseline it? No, let's go back. Okay, drop down that project baseline to you. Yeah, use one of the baseline, assign that baseline, that's fine. Okay, that, no, leave it at current because we want to compare it to current. So now bring out, now is baseline, now you can see at the bottom, it said here. So now bring out BL, go to add the columns, add 2 columns. Let's add 3 columns also. The first column, we need, go to dates, or you want to find it, that's fine by me, or you go to list if you want to do that. I mean, I should not be telling you, that should be it. We want BL project finish and BL project start. And we want variance BL project finish. It's at the top. Yeah, very at the top. The first, I mean, you've missed it again. BL project finish date. You see the number, third one.
okay. Should it be here? Is that okay here?
Just put it beside. Just put BL finish just before finish, and start just before start. I leave that one there. BL finish just before finish. BL finish. Okay, let's okay that. Then we're trying to compare now. So if you look at that activity, normally, which flooring, but yeah, we started when we're supposed to start, right? We started when we're supposed to start, isn't it?
Yeah.
12th. Did we finish when we're supposed to finish?
No.
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 Right? Huh?
No.
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 But what is it showing that?
Huh?
No, we didn't.
How many days of delay have we got now?
It's showing 79, but
Yeah.
I guess it's because of that one that you showed earlier, that you showed me earlier.
Which one?
Remember you showed me this, like it's showing 79 days of delay. This one here. That's
So the variance you're seeing there, they just when how long they're delayed for. when you didn't progress them. So we were having issues on site, and we did not progress the way we should progress. So this is a kind of reporting layout that tells us, yeah, we're supposed to start on the 12th of February. We started when we were supposed to start. You can see the baseline says start on, that is when you plan to start, and you started when you plan to start. But because of strike and all that thing, you were meant to finish. It was supposed to take 16 days. We're meant to finish on the 12th of February, on the 4th of March. However, because we still have 9 days, right? So what this has done is, when you say time now, just listen to me now so that you don't get confused. You'll be wondering, okay, we have 9 days remaining. We're supposed to finish on the 4th of March. If 9 days is remaining, it should be 9 plus 4th of March, which will give you around 20 something, or based on your calendar. If you look at your calendar now, if you pull up a calendar on your screen, let's pull up a calendar and go to March. So if you have 9 days remaining, it should be, if you count it from the 4th, 5th, no, count it from the 5th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We should finish on the 15th of March. So why is it not saying 27th? Can you mute if you're not talking, please?
Sorry, I'm actually in the hospital, so.
Is that you?
Yes.
Okay.
No, that's fine. That's fine. Yes. Sorry, Deji, I'm actually in the hospital. I've been on admission, so the nurse just came in.
Sorry. You're in the hospital? Oh, sorry. Yeah. We need to let you know that.
Please go ahead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So now you'll be thinking, okay, we were supposed to, if we're late by 9 days, however, it doesn't work like that. It works based on data date. Are you still in control, or you're busy?
I'm still in control.
Okay. Now it works on your date, or it works on your data date. If you pull up your calendar again, now if you go to June, your data date is when? When is your data date?
That was June.
It's down there, June 7th. You can see it at the bottom, data date.
Yeah, 17, yeah. 17.
June 7, it's not 17.
7.
If you go to June 7 and add 9 days after that, what will it give you?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Now, it's saying 9 days. So if it's 9 days, so why are we having 27? We need to look at your calendar. What's your calendar saying? So, because it should have stopped on the 20, because if it's 9 days after, because that 9 days will be on top of your data date from when you said, oh, this is the time now. So all you need to do, what PCs will do is to calculate 9 days after that day. And hope you've not blocked anything in June in your calendar.
No.
Let's look at your calendar. We just look at it. What calendar are you using?
Okay, please hold on. Let me just check.
5 by 10.
Okay.
Don't assume. Please don't. No. Don't assume. Let's go to general and check your calendar. Don't assume for him. 5 by 10. So, okay. You need to confirm. Don't just assume. Go to 5 by 10. let's check what is happening in June. In June. So you've got your June. June. This is 2024. Can you go to 2023, please? So 2023.
But the June is actually 24. Yeah.
Is it 24?
Yes. The project
Okay,
started
so
September.
sorry, my bad. So your June is okay from the look of things. So can you go, oh, February. Can you go to,
I think what happened, if you go to the status, can you click on status, you would notice that the remaining days is writing 7. Can you, yeah. In the remaining days is at complete 95 days, or actual, it's saying you used 81 days instead of the number of days. So it's probably calculating 81 days or something, or 90 something days.
Well, thank you, but that's not what it's doing, even if it's calculating. It's telling you over the period, this is how long it's going to take to finish, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean if you had 9 plus 81, it won't give you 95, right? So yeah, you might be right. Let's add 9 plus 8. Can you drop down at completion to 90? Which if you had 9 plus 81, yeah, drop it down to that.
90.
Yes, because if you had 9 plus 81, it will give you 90, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something wrong. Can you just schedule now? There's something wrong somewhere that we need to track. It's not really, it's gone back to 20 now, which is, thank you, Adi, for, is Adi right?
Yes.
Yeah. However, it's saying something is wrong somewhere. It should calculate it accurately. It's saying 4 days now. It shouldn't. We'll trace that, but it shouldn't do that. It should just give me my data date plus the remaining date. That should be the last day. That should be the remaining day to finish the job. Let's take another example. It could be maybe something is messed up somewhere, which will take us.
I think maybe when I was, playing around with it, I think it all started from top, like from somewhere around here. Like this one is minus 161 days.
Yeah, something because all these things is linked together, and it will take us. When you planning the software, when you make a mistake somewhere, because something trace logic, you need to trace the logic from the beginning, from back to. If you click on, I know it's going to take us a lot of time, but if I can deal with another line, if it's not, that means this program is messed up, right? But the actual thing that should happen is when you say time now, the remaining duration should be added on top based on the calendar, and that should give you the end of when the task will finish. Do we all understand that? Do we understand that? It doesn't give you, unless something is messed up somewhere. And if care is not taken, if you messed up, because everything is linked together. Like yesterday, I did a program, and just 5 minutes before the meeting with the client, I remember something that's just like something I just changed the logic, and I didn't look at what that thing did to my program. By the time I presented it to the client, they just said, "What is this?" I was ashamed, but I quickly fixed it. It was things I remember. What did I do? Oh, I changed this logic. I just went to remove something from there, and I fix it quickly. Sometimes when you change a little thing, it will have a domino impact, and it might not be a quick fix. You might need to go and walk through that and get it done. So, but understanding the concept is knowing that when you are updating, it is crucial that you find out from the horse's mouth that have you finished, what percentage are you claiming? It will tell you I'm claiming 50%. Okay. If you see an activity is 10 days long, and let's say we are using duration percentage complete, that is, we are working by the duration. So if we have an activity with a 10 days timeline, so if we done 1 day is 10%, 2 days, 20%, up to 100%. That is duration percentage complete. For physical percentage complete, physical claim, physical credit, when you say percentage complete, it means the credit you are claiming. If you are claiming a credit based on duration, that is what I've explained. But if you are in most cases, you'll be claiming against what you can see physically, because that's the best way to measure your performance, right? So you might have an activities of 10 days. Let's say you want to dig a well along maybe 10 meters of road. Some soil will be hard, some soil will be soft along that thing. So and that is why something called rules of credit is applied. It simply means, what credit do we want to assign to this job? So they are of similar thing, they are similar task, but they are of different gradients. So we want to dig 10 wells across 10 meters. Well number from 1 meter to 5 meters, that place is very, very hard. It's a packed clay. The underlaying is packed clay. But from meter 6 to 8 is soft, loose sand. It's easy to dig. Then maybe meter 9 and 10 is loose clay. It will take. So you can say, okay, from 1 to 5, I will give them 60%. So each of them will have like 15% credit. If you dig one, the first well, it will be 15. But 6 to 7, I will give them for 5% because they are very soft. Then the rest, I can give them maybe just to make up the 100. You understand the concept I'm trying to create. So when it comes to that, then if you are using physical percentage complete, you're not going to use duration. You will go there, because some people will say, okay, let me go and do the software first, the soft one. They will go to well number 8, 7, is it 7? 7 and 8, then they will dig it. So if they've dug 7 and 8, it's easy. It's easy to dig. They might come to you, they will say they've done 20%. If you are claiming, they've done 2 out of 10 if you are claiming duration percentage complete. But when you claim physical percentage complete, they've only done 10%. But if you claim duration, they've done 20. Right. So that's the difference between physical and duration percentage complete, what you are claiming, what you've earned. Right. Do we understand that?
Good evening.
Yes.
Yeah, I understand that, but how do we record that in this Primavera now? The physical percentage.
Okay. What you would do is, if you go to general, is that there? general at the bottom, sorry. So you see where it says percentage complete.
Yeah. Percentage complete.
Duration. Then drop that down and change that to physical. No.
Okay.
The next, yes. Okay. If you go back, let's say, if you go back to your status, you can see the activity is 0% complete, right? Is it 0? Yes. It will, you know, when it was duration, how many percentage complete was it? Go back and change it to duration. Automatically, it will calculate the percentage complete for you. You can see 75, right? Because out of 16 is done 12. That is why it's saying 75. If you change it to, it will be 0. You will now ask, how many percentage of job have you done? It might tell you I've done 20. Then you type 20 inside. Type 20 inside that thing. Click anywhere. You will now record. Click anywhere.
Clicking anywhere.
Click anywhere.
Yeah, I am.
It should. So you're clicking anywhere, it's not doing anything.
Yeah.
It should do
So
something.
usually what I do is I just click on another activity and I click back. Okay, so now that I've clicked on that slider.
So it's telling you physically, based on the performance, based on the KPI we've set, that if you've only done 8 and 9, you'll get 20 or you get 10. That is what you've recorded. Do you understand that, Adi?
Yes, I have. But another question: what's best practice to record? Is it duration or physical?
The best practice, if you go, that's a good question. If you go to a company, you want to post, I want to do physical, right? Most of but some company, you will see them doing duration. They don't really know. They don't, if you see them doing duration, it's not that they don't really, most of them, they don't really care about the plan. They just care. They don't, not that they don't care about the plan. They don't care about the percentage. They don't care about, when are we finishing? They don't measure the performance of the project. And you will find 40, 50%, 60% of companies doing that. But when they care, where they care, you will see them using physical and they will track the progress. Well, if they ask you in an interview, just claim physical, because that's the best way to measure the performance of any project. I said, what sort of, how do you claim your progress? Is it physical or duration? Just, I do physical because I go to site to visit site, I see what they're doing, and I can use what our KPI, how we said we're going to measure, and I will use that to record my progress. Does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So, we all understand that now. So let's, okay. Do we all get the concept of these? Can we, because who said it's done again? Can Daniel, do you understand the concept now? So you can, so when you are updating, make sure, even if I told you to update, to move your data, that you want to update everything, you could assume, if I did not give you any claim, like what I've claimed, what I've earned, in terms of I've done 4 days, I've done 3 days. Like I said, if I've not given you that, Sometimes if you can't find anybody to ask that question, you can say it's complete. However, you will need to find out who is it complete or not. If it's not, then you can go back and change it. It's not a big issue. You can go back and change it to whatever percentage they said they claim, and when they say the new finish date would be, you just need to come to the bottom and say, let's take for example, let's say that activity now, let's go back to the activities of install frame. Just click on it. And let's say you actualize both finish. Let's say you say it's finished. On the same day we plan it will finish. When did we plan that it will finish? On the November, yeah, just change the date at the bottom.
Sorry.
Yeah, where you change the date at the bottom, at the detail table. Where you say finish, you see finish, you said 12th of June. Click on that and change it back to November. November what? Say November 9.
I wanted to move it, sorry.
That's November. That's November.
13 November.
Change it to 13 November.
Wait. Okay, 13 November.
Okay, you said, okay, that thing is finished 13 November, is 100%, right? Remember, the next activity is linked to that activity. That has to finish before the next activity finish. You understand? So you remember the relationship is finish to start with windows and doors. So when they say something is finished to start, you want to retain that logic unless it is otherwise stated. That means, because if you don't actualize the one before and you actualize to 100% the one after, that means you've broken the rules of retain logic. You've not retained the logic. That logic, you ask, if you're asking me, if someone is telling me, oh, I've installed the Windows and door, but I've not done the frame, I'll ask him why. Because based on your early description when we were planning this thing, you said we will need to install the frame first before the door. So what has changed? Oh, it might give you excuse. Oh, the frame, they didn't deliver the frame, but the door was delivered. So it doesn't necessarily that we need to install the frame before. They'll say, yeah, we can do the door separately. Okay, you would have said that. Then when do you think the frame will come, and when is it going to start? Okay, will start on. Okay, you will now delink. You won't let what's it called? You won't let the window install. Windows and door rely on when the frame is installed. So you break the logic, you break the link between them. So, but in this case, you've assumed that this has finished. So what you will do now is, and somebody said, no, because it happens a lot. So no, why did you, we've only aligned the bricks, we've not done the rest. We've not done the rest at all. We've not, all the one you've actualized to 100%, we've not done any. Okay, there's no problem. What you would do is, you go back and say, we've only started installing the frame, but we've not finished it and we've not done the rest. What you will do, you will undo everything that you've done after that. You undo them by clicking on it. If you undo finish, if you click on finish, undo that. You will undo anything after that. You will undo everything. If you click on, let's say you click on Windows and door, the next activity, you undo by start. You undo started, started. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I know what. Okay. Now, this is another issue. It took me how many years after I started? I think it took me 5 years to be able to resolve these. Well, it's not it took me 5 years. I mean, for me to see this challenge, and because I didn't see it for the first 5 years of my career. So when you want to undo something and it's telling you, try undo it again. Try undo it. Try undo it, please.
Sorry, did you please, are you able to take over my screen for just a few minutes?
Okay. We will soon go to the next requests. Okay, if I try to undo this now, it's not working. Okay, it comes saying cannot set status to null started if activity has actuals. So in this case, what is causing this? He said you cannot, the activity has got actuals. And what made the activity has actual is simply because the activity has got some resources that we've spent. So if you click on resources, and if you look at it, we said budgeted, actual, we've actualized, and remaining is 0. So if you want to undo something that has got resources and is coming up with such thing, all you need to do, okay, you first go to the resource, you look for the actual regular unit or the actual unit, you just zero them down. So when you zero them down, view schedule. So normally you should give, well, I don't like this remaining now. Let me just give you this. Let's just use the actual unit. Should give me remaining units, so I don't need actual units, remaining units. Let me just take the row for now. So it should give me my remaining unit. Anyway, that's not a problem. So it should give me my remaining. I've taken the actual back to 0, so that means I've not spent anything. When I refresh this, it should be budgeted and remaining the same. They should be the same. So now I can now go back to status and undo whatever I want to undo. It will give me. I'm telling you, this took me 5 years before. And when I saw these, it gave me sleepless nights until I called somebody that was able to resolve this for me, right? So when you find yourself in that situation, know that you've spent your resource. And when you spent your resource, you need to return it back for you to be able to say that job has not started. So what we're saying is, where is our install frame? So you will need to, we've undo this. We'll just undo whatever they said we've not done. the same problem. You just need to do the results. Just go results, zero them down, and you'll be able to undo whatever you want to undo. You come back here, go back to status, and undo that. It will undo. So you can undo whatever, and you undo everything, and you will schedule, and it will give you what date they're going to finish. Any question regarding that? Any question? Okay, let's start. We can apply it to ours so that we can do what we need to do today. If you have any further question regarding updating the progress of your plan, just let me know. Okay. Now, the next thing we will do, I will take this as an example as well. So what we want to do today is going to be about reporting. It's going to be about reporting. So in most cases, reporting would have been agreed at the onset when the contract is given to you. In the contract document, there will be when and what and where your reports will go. When, what frequency you'll be reporting, at what frequency. It could be every week, every fortnight, a particular day of the month, third Monday of the month, depending on the complexity of your project. If your project is so complex and everything is not going well, they might want you to report. And the basis of reporting is for them to be able to monitor what you're doing. It's not micromanaging you. Sometimes they can micromanage you if they don't trust you at all. They will micromanage you if they don't trust you at all. But in the case when you've agreed and you're doing well, they will need to micromanage you. Then you will agree on when you agree on when, which is the college update life cycle, maybe every fortnight. That is when, where your reporting will go or who your reporting will go to, and what you will be reporting. So in most cases, they might ask you, okay, we want to see your full program every 2 weeks. Submit your full program in PDF, and they might say, submit your program in PowerPoint, in native file, which is the XER file, which is the Primavera file. And they said, these are the reports I want you to report. So we want you to report your full program, critical path, maybe 2 weeks look ahead, or 4 weeks look ahead, which is based on filter. They can say what look ahead means. If they say 2 weeks look ahead is what you're going to do in the next 2 weeks. 4 weeks look ahead, what do you plan to do? You're forecasting what you're going to do in the next whatever week they said you should, you give them. So now they will now say report, you submit your, if it's a bigger company, they say give it to the document controller, and those guys will transmit it officially to us, so that nobody will say, oh, maybe it went to my junk, or it will have a transmission number. They will transmit it officially to them. Or in a small company, you just send it to their project manager or send it to their planning manager. So, and the reporting is like, you know, I'm the owner of the job, but I want to see how you are progressing. And they want to see, and what they are trying to do is to monitor how you are progressing against what we agreed, against the baseline. So they want to monitor them and say, okay, once you've submitted, after 3 months, we want to see your performance, your productivity. So based on that, they can judge you if you are going in the right direction or not. So, and they want to look at your critical path. If your critical path is fluid, is dynamic, it could change, but it could change in terms of activities in there, but it should not change to affect the job, to affect the end date of the job. It should change in terms of there's no solid critical path. Critical path, because things changes during the project life cycle. So different things changes. So it affects the critical path. The critical path. What is critical today might not be critical tomorrow if things has changed, or, you know, the more you update, if there are some delays, some activities that are not on the critical path because they've been delayed for so long, they become critical, right? So critical path is fluid in projects. So they might have said, okay, we want to see whatever. So it depends, and this is where your layout skills comes in. So what they want to see, they might say, okay, I just want to see these columns, this column, this column, this column. That's what you want. You just make sure you have those columns that they want to see, and just give it to them, save it as a layout, print it out if you want to do PDF, or you want to print out physically. Maybe they come to your office and they want to do meeting in your office. So this is where we will go out to, we will put something in layout as a report, then we will print it out in PDF, because they don't have PCs. Most people won't have PCs. You need to PDF and attach it to an email and send it to them. So let's say they've asked us, they just want to see those budgeted units, the man hour against some of the activities that we have here. And they said, oh, we just want to see your activity ID name, start finish, or well, we'll say start finish, but we want to see your budgeted labor units and your budgeted non-labor units. And those are the things they want to see. So in this case, all we would do is to go to columns and take all the unnecessary things that they don't want to see out. Maybe percentage complete, they don't want to see, maybe they don't want to see these, they don't want to see this, they don't want to see these, but they want to see the unit of labor. So they want to see budgeted unit labor. Or if the project is ongoing and the project has started, they might not care about the budgeted unit, they might care about the remaining units, right? The remaining labor units. Maybe they don't, let's say we start this project, they say, okay, we don't care about the budgeted unit. What we planned in the beginning, we just want to see how many hours do we need to complete this project. That's what they want to see. So you put the remaining labor unit and the remaining non-labor unit. That's what they've asked you to give them. So you have this, that is what you want to give them. So at the top, he said the remaining unit we need is whatever. I don't know how much this guy has had idea. 70,000, I'll be 70 million. I don't know. I don't know what's put there. So he hasn't assigned any non-labor unit to it. So that's fine. That's what they want to see. Those columns, all you will need is to do it very well. Just do it as neat as you can. If you want to put this in the middle, just do that column, do the fancy thing, put it in the center, like I taught you. Do that center. Yeah, name. I want to put it in the left. It's only number I normally put in the center, not facing. So this is the way I want to present it to them. And I'm sorting by finish or start. And I will go and save the layout as save as Daniel, maybe labor units. Or I can say, yeah, we only have labor there. I can say labor unit or labor and non-labor unit. I'll just give it a title, so that any other time someone else asks me, I have the layout there. So I have this layout and I want to send it out as a report. It's a report. Whatever they want to look is a report. I want it because they will just monitor, okay, how many in this install frame we need remaining 130 hours to finish this job, blah, blah, blah. That's what they want to do. So everything, what I will need to do, now this is crucial. This is how to print out in PDF. Then I will show you the next one, how to export and give the native file to people. So the first one we want to do is how to print to PDF or print out to normal printer so that you print the hard copy. The PDF is a soft copy that you want to send. Maybe they've asked you, just give me this stuff in hard copy, in soft copy in PDF. So there are, if you go to file, if you click on file, you will see page setup, print setup, print preview, print. So what you want to print, you might first want to preview it and see how it looks like. If you click on print preview, it will tell you this is how it looks like. And you just look at it. Is this what I want? So, and most cases, you want to print out in A3 and in landscape. So I believe this is in A4 or whatever. So when you are doing the printing, you have to play around with a lot of things here, which I know it might be confusing, but it's straightforward as well. So if you send this to them, they're not going to like it, be honest. So you try and fine tune it. And the way to fine tune it is to go to page setup, and the icon is here. If you don't want to preview, that's fine. If you want to go back to PCs, this is a print preview page. If you want to go back to the normal PCs from print preview state, you just come to the top here. These you close. Right? When you close that, it comes back to normal. So what you want to do that, because you print preview it, you don't like the way it looks. So you come here, you can still say page setup or go back to print preview. Have come back to it, sorry. You can still go back to page setup and print preview, and it will come like this. This is page setup, this icon. If you click on this icon, it will take you to where what page setup is under file. So now you want to print, every company will have at least A3 paper. They have A4. They will have at least A3. So we have different sizes of paper. When I say A3, I just said it because I believe we all know what A3 paper size is, because I know we know A4. So you have A4, A3, A2, A1, A0, which is A0. A0 is a very big paper. So the normal printer that you see in the office, they have maximum up to A3. They have maximum tray up to A3. That's the largest size of tray they do have. The normal printer you see in the office. There's some offices where they do a lot of designs. They have what is called plotter. That plotter is a bigger print that they use in producing design plots. It's a bigger paper. So you will see from A2 upward, A2, A1, A0. That is when you will see on that printer. And you can only print those big paper on plotter printer, I mean. So in this regard, if you get to the page setup, you select the kind of paper size you want. You click on here, it gives you all the paper size that Daniel has. Daniel has up to A3, he has A4. So in company, you will see, if they have plotter, you will have A2, A1, A0. But if they don't have a plotter print, you will have them up to A3. So if you select A3 instead of the letter and you apply, you will see the changes in this now. You select A3, you select landscape, right? Select A3, select landscape. Let's see how it appears now. Yeah, it looks better. It looks like what we see in pieces, isn't it? It looks like what we see. And it's just one pager, one page, which is good. We might decide that, okay, we're happy with these. Or we might decide saying, okay, we want to go further. And we want to look at these further. Let's look at this further by making it more, by zooming in. And the way you can zoom in is to reduce, you go to scaling. If you reduce this to 80, now you want to zoom out. If you reduce this to 80, and because it's perfect like this, because you want to leave it at pager. If it's going to like 2 pages at the bottom, you know, page number of page 101, that's what you want to see. It's cover, it's giving us everything we need on the project from start to finish. But in some cases, you will see this will spill over to like 2-3 pages. And maybe you want to reduce it to like 2 pages instead of 3 pages. So this one spill a little bit above 1 page, you just come here, you reduce the scale. And when you reduce the scale, if you apply, you will see it becomes smaller, right? You can see the gap is given, you have this much gap. But if you wanted to fill this gap, you just come here. Maybe you can type maybe 110 into this, 110. If you apply, you will see it's getting full. You understand? But if it's getting full like this, you are not seeing the end of the Gantt chart. So let's leave it as 100. You will see the end of the Gantt chart. You see, everything looks perfect. And when you have these, what is done is put the title here, right? Automatically, because it's set like that. Your layout is put it here. The date, today's date is pick today's date. But you can change all these guys by going to the header. If you click on the header, you can see it's divided into 3. These are section 1, section 2, section 3, as it's duplex has a section 1, this is section 2, this is section 3. And this tells us that it's divided into 3 lines. If you take this off and apply, you won't see any division. It just says everything is in its own, but this one will still maintain where it is. So if you decided not to leave these ones there, you just want to say a big duplex house, you can play around with it and you can make it funky. So, and you want to put this duplex house in the middle. All you need to do is to click the middle section here, then go to modify. Then highlight this one, then type over it, duplex house. Then highlight it again. Click on this A to give it a good font. And you can say, well, I want area black. I want it to be bold. I want the size to be 18. I want it to underline. Let me give it maybe maroon. And when you say OK, you see it big. And when you click here, see it. Then you click OK. Right. It's not done. So here, you want this height from here to here is managed here. You can put this height to 1. And when you apply this, you see it big. However, if you noticed, you're still seeing these there. If you want to keep these, that's fine. But if you don't want to keep them, all you need to do is to click here. There's a drop down, then you can click none. You don't want to see anything there. Click none. And when you apply, they will disappear. It will only be this. If you think, okay, the gap between these things is too much, just reduce it. You can take it to 0.5, apply. Yeah, if it's perfect, you want it to look neat and okay. Once you're happy, you go to the footer. The footer, which is the bottom, you want to leave, probably you want to leave some marks there when they're using it's just an upgraded header and footer. So you come here, you don't want to see I don't want to see anything here. I just want all my information on footer on the right hand side. You come here, you just click revision box to give you this. Then you can name it duplex. I just want them to see duplex house at the bottom. And copy this, paste it in here in the revision. Then choose the dates. If you want it to go, it might not be today, it might be any day you want. If it's today, choose today's date. And put your initial here. My initial is DF. And if your project manager approves it, you put his initial here. And once it's done, you go to options. Optional will tell you the range of these Gantt charts. Here, the time scale when it starts and when it finishes. It's all about the Gantt charts, these time scale. So if I say this is project start, finish, I want to start, I'll choose this one. And I want it to cover from start to finish, I will choose finish. And everywhere is ticked here. I will apply everything. So now, see what I was saying? Because you've chosen that, your is giving you 2 pages now. And the worst part is your Gantt chart is on the bottom page, which you don't want. You want it to be in line with your table. So what you would do is you go back to page setup. Like I said to you, you come here, you start playing around with this. Take it down, zoom into maybe 70. Apply it. It brings it in to 1 page, but it's too small. If you click on fit to time scale, you just play around with these. There's no right or wrong answer. So if that is not, you take it to 90. Maybe it will look better. It's getting better, but it's still giving you this. These, you start playing around with the numbers here. If it's 90, you come here, you said, I want it to fit to 1 page. As it fit to 1 page, yeah. Because you can see the end here. So, and you can say, okay, if I do A4, how will it go into A4? You check it. If everything goes into A4, you might decide to stay in A4. Everything is in A4, start to finish. You might decide to stay in A4, but if you're not happy, if you think you're not happy, you can stay in A3. Here, there's no wrong or right, and you just play around with it and make sure you're happy with what you're seeing. It's just, okay, A3, this is fine, this is okay. If I want to do this, I will just leave it in A3 because it's big enough. Yeah. Once I'm happy, I'll click OK. Now, the next stage, I want to print it out. So I want to print it out to PDF. All you need to do is to go here, print. So you can choose, you find in your office where you say print to PDF, not print to this, print to PDF. And here you will find some printers installed printers in your company. You can choose to print the hard copy. But in this case, I want to print to PDF, not Adobe, Microsoft PDF. You choose that, and I'll say OK. Then it will ask me, where do I want to save to? I want to save it on my desktop. What's the name? Duplex House. I've copied it before. I'll just paste it in. I don't know what that. I'll just save it. Save. So, and it's saved. So what I would do is to go to where I saved it, go to desktop, and look for what I've just saved. What did I call it? It should be, if I do it's here. Just, you have it here. So that's it. You have the headers here, your header here, you have the bottom saying whatever. Then you can now close this, create an email, attach it, and send it to the order. Send it to the person that requested for it. Is that complicated? Or simple and straightforward? Is our explanation okay? Any questions so far?
Good evening. Yeah, I have a question. So this Gantt chart we've tried to do, are we not trying for them to see the dates? Because at this point now, the Gantt chart, the months and the days are not really showing. You've scaled it to the point that it's not really showing. Or when we bring that, will it show?
It doesn't matter to some of them, but
Okay.
what matters to them is this.
All right.
And so if it matters to them, you need to do it. Like you go back, right?
Yeah.
Go back to your main PCs. This is our main PCs. What you need to do. Oh, sorry. Where is the main PC stuff? Okay, this is our main PCs. You just need to zoom them, let it change, let your hand change to like the binocular. Then you. So when you do this, sometimes if you have these, you might be struggling to fit it in a scale. So when you have these, what you will need to do is to go to time scale. Just change these to reduce the timeline. Just change it to month, week. So it will bring this in. Then you can save these. You can save this out. Save it. And you can print it out as well. You just go to print and do the same thing I've just done. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
You just play around with it, like you spotted something that you don't really, you're not comfortable with. So how do you go around it to make it good to them? So, but once they get it, let's go to that PDF. Don't know where it is. This one. Once they get it, no matter how small it is, all they will do, they will zoom it out. They will zoom in. They will just come here. They will start zooming in until they see what they want, and whoever received it will zoom in. Sorry, Daniel, we are encroaching into your. So zoom in until he sees it very clearly what he wants to see. Zoom in until and he will trace it. Okay, window, and he has a slider. If he picks this one, he has a slider. He will just check, okay, when is he finishing? What's the budget? What's the remaining time for? That is what he will do. He will start, it's a report that you're giving to him, and he will start working on it. Does that make sense? So your layout,
thank you.
Create a lot of layout, a lot of reporting. If you go back to PCs, they want to see the critical path. Oh, where's it? Where's the PC? Okay. They want to see the critical path. You just go to here, filter just the critical path, apply that, and send it to them. You print and send it to them in PDF. Right? Whatever they want to see, just do it. They want to see those activities that are remaining. Just say activity not started, or maybe they want to see those activities that have not started. These are the activities. Send it to them. That's the report they want to see. And maybe they don't want to see the remaining labor unit. Take it out, put the columns they want to see. They want to see, oh, can I see all the milestones in your program? Bank. Look for milestones, or you create whatever they want to see based on the filter, apply it, Send it to them. Do you understand? So it depends on what they want to see. There is no wrong or right layout. Nobody, don't let anybody say you really no. Tell me what you want to see, and I will give it to you. Because I've seen somebody come in with pad on his shoulder telling me my layout is wrong. So no, it's not wrong. Tell me what sort of report you want to see. There's no standard report. Everybody asks for different reports. Tell me, and there are reports in PCs, which is advanced to, I think is here. Where's the reporting? Where's it? That's it. Which is advanced, which is not what I'll be teaching you now, which is advanced as well. So, but the normal, they won't ask, it's only people that use companies that are very, you know, they want to use PCs for everything. Those are the companies that will be asking you to do. The most companies, they don't use this. They will just ask you simple thing, just produce simple thing. And if I ask you, oh, we want you to send your native file because they want to interrogate it further. So to send your native file to them, right, you would need to come here. You will need to export the P6. So there are different types of, different versions from version, what's it called? From version, I think is from 6.6.1 to like 21 point something now. So from those versions, you will need to, depending on the version they have in their office, but you will need to step down or match their version. If you send a higher version to them, they won't be able to open it. So you need to drop down. If they say, oh, we're using version 15, you need to, when you are exporting, you drop it down to 15 or below. If they say they only have version 8, you either drop it down to 8.2 or below. If they said they have version 8.2, if you export it in version 15.1, they won't be able to. You will see them sending an email to you. We can't open your program is corrupt. We can't open it. No. And if you've sent it, there's another way to do it on Notepad, but I won't bother to go there. It's a simple way to change the version and save it and send it to them. So you drop, let's say they said they have version 15.1. I would rather be safe. I would drop it to version 8. Then, you know, Primavera PCs, XCR, PM, project management, XCR, I'll leave it at that. That's what you want to export to them. Forget about the rest. This is what you want to export to them. So once you've done that, the next step you want to do is to say next. To give you the selection of options, blah, 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 just say okay. Then projects, that's next. Here is giving you the project you've opened that you want to export. That's fine. Yes. Now it comes here. You might decide to want to rename this to what you quickly identify, right? So to do that, you click these 3 dots. Then you can say Dangote duplex house, whatever you call it, Dangote duplex house, duplex house. Then you save it. You want to save it in download, you can choose where you want to save it. Maybe the desktop, or you've created a folder in your desktop that you want to save it into. Maybe you want to create a folder and put it there. I don't know where to. You create a folder, or you save it on the desktop. That's fine. Save there in the desktop. No, sorry. You want to save it here, bang. Then finish. And close. You go to your desktop, you should find it there. So Duplex House P6. And you create an email, you attach this and send it to them. It's as simple, straightforward like that. Any questions so far? Any question?
So, hi, DJ. My question is not from this angle. So, you were saying something about like completion of activities. So, for instance, all these activities now, our activities are finished to start. So that means each activity leads to each other, you know.
Mm.
So if, let's say, from the top here, this activity now did not finish. It's 7 days, and let's say they did 2 days and it did not finish. Now, going forward, will it just be, so let's say we've done 2 days and now we have 5 days extra. And then remember, it's finished to start, right? So this activity is not finished, but this one, we went ahead to finish this one, to finish this one, to finish this one. How does this affect the logic behind our, the flow of activities? Remember, it's finished to start. That means one has to finish, the other one to start. But this one did not finish, but we went ahead to do this one and then we finished it. How does this affect the whole logic of the project?
Good question. It will, because what they said at the beginning when you were planning this project, maybe due to their convenience, they just said, okay, we use this as just an example for training. In the real world, you might have some activities that are starting at the same time, some activities that just have an interface with some activity that they will be constrained. They won't even have a predecessor, right? In the real life, they will just be constrained that they're standing on their own. So, but in this case, for the purpose of the training, we put them finish to start. So in the case, maybe when at the planning phase, remember your project life cycle. At the planning phase, they said it's going to be finished to start. Then when they get to the real world, there was a lot of problems, delay in delivering these, delay in delivering that. But then I said, well, the husband, I'm just giving, your husband does not necessarily need to wait for his wife before he start eating, but we just thought it's going to be good for them to eat together as a family. But this time around, your wife is talking on the road, you can't get home on time and you are hungry, you are nearly dying. I said, okay, you can go ahead and start. It's not that she will feed you. She doesn't necessarily need to take the spoon and feed you. You can feed yourself. So let's break the relationship. And when she comes, she can eat after you. So what you will do is to break that logic. When you break the logic, you now push it to where, because you are speaking to the expert. Okay, guys, now, because this is not depending on these, you said you've actualized all these. So, but initially we said we can actualize these until this finish. Now you're telling me that doesn't necessarily correct. You just put it because of convenience. So now we can take that. When do you think you will do this? They will now tell you, oh, we will do this after the 4th one. That thing was like second born before, let's say in terms of family, they now say, okay, let's take him to the seventh child in the family, not second child anymore. Then you go and put it there and you link it. Then say, okay, we can do it after 6, after the 6th born. So let's put it, you just link it with the 6 and link it with 8. So we just stay there between the 7th and between the 8th and the 6th. So they can change the logic. And if you did that and it affects the one of the deliverables, you have to raise that concern that, okay, your logic has affected our end date. How do we recover? What do we do? And I say, okay, we can start it in parallel with, instead of starting after 6, we can decide to born a twin. So we'll born it with 8. We'll start with 8 so that instead of having between if 7th duration, let's say it will take 4 days and 8 will take, that is 8 days for 4 days. So we can start both of them at the same time. And because we've said we've moved it forward and it's going to take 4 days, the 8th number will take another 4 days. That is 8 days altogether. So let's born a twin. Then both of them can come on the same day. And our project has only slipped by 3 days. So if both of them come on the same day, that means we've saved 4 days. So our project can come back even 1 day earlier. So does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good evening. Yeah, I have another question, still related to what Daniel asked. Based on the way since we know that we're supposed to finish to start like this assignment anyways, and I think I did the same thing that Daniel did. I just was going through skipping. So instead of doing maybe 4 days, how do we translate the information based for the assignment? How are we supposed to do it next time? Should we do 7 days schedule, then then move forward, or like, I don't understand how to explain the question. How are we supposed to do this assignment?
Yeah, I wanted to create this kind of problem. That's why I did what I did. Because if you don't create problems, if I made it easy for you, then you won't find any question to ask. And when you face this in real life, you will struggle. And it happens in real life on every project. No project is smooth. Project will always have hiccups. So I intentionally create this problem that these kind of questions can come from you guys. So I can use that to explain. Do you understand? So
yes.
If the next 7 days up actualized, and you won't see these kind of issues. Then you say, oh, I know it all. And the problems, when you now face it, oh, you didn't tell us all this. Did you not a good teacher? I didn't even teach us all this. This is nonsense. So, but I've created a problem now. You've seen the problems as challenges. We're facing the challenges. We need to resolve it together. And I tell you, sometimes I look at what my student has produced. I don't even know the solution at that point in time. I need to dig deep to get it out, to get us out of the problem. But it's good we create problems now, and we view the problems as challenges, and we challenge it together, and together we solve it, and everybody understand the concept. Does that make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Any question?
I know that the class is almost ending, so I was wondering if it's possible for us to get a full brief. I mean, not with real company details, right? Like a proper brief of a project that we can actually work on, sort of, develop from scratch, and then, up to like, something to deliver. It would be nice for, like, in preparing us for for the industry, so to say, like an actual proper, well developed, or maybe a construction brief or something. That would be really nice.
Yes, you've asked a good question, but I will reply you this way. This is basic and this can get you going. But if you need to be advanced, you will need to register for that. Right? What you've paid for is, it's not that what you've paid for. I've given you, this is enough for you to get a job. What I've taught you is enough for you to get into the industry and start doing your job. But if you want to become that vast person, to get the experience hands-on, and then you will need to be in the advanced class. It's not, everything is not going to be given to you here. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. Thank you.
But this is enough for you. Many of my students have got this job. This was what I taught them, and they're doing well in the job. But some of them, because they have access to me for life based on the package we had, not the package you have, they have access to me for life, and we were doing that. But if you want to do that with this academy, you would need to, negotiate with Deji, and then, so you will need to negotiate with Deji, then we can go further. But these, to be honest with you, these can, where you are now, you are good to go. But if you're not confident enough, if you need more hand, then you can negotiate with Deji, and Deji will come back to me. If you're happy with the class that we've done so far, yeah, you can negotiate with Deji, and Deji will get back to me, and we can take it from there. I can give you release my number or whatever to you, and then we'll then, or whatever package Deji wants, the way he wants to go, because he has a platform, the way he wants. He has some other courses that they do advance, we can copy the same style and go by that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay. Now, thank you very much. I think we've got the standard class end today. Right. What we want to deal with now, which I would create a class, which is not going to be standard as in the ad hoc, time hand. It's going to be, okay, you've done your CV, let's have a look. Right? And Deji, I'll speak to Deji the way we want to, but that is, we will all agree on a day that we will look at. I don't know how I want to go about that, but the way I normally go about that in my own is to create a section for each of the students in my own time. We'll go through their CV and they're ready to go. And, I had like 4 students having, 3 having interview. 1 has done interview today, 1 is doing tomorrow, and 1 is doing on Friday. Yeah, I have 3 of them doing this week. So, and this is what I've, the package and everything, speak to Deji. If you need anything, you will get back to me. And if you post anything on the platform, I will have a look and will answer your question. But I might not answer as quickly as that, because I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't like telegrams. Maybe you know, I like WhatsApp, but I don't like Telegram. I don't know why. Maybe the interface. When they told me, oh, we're on Telegram, so oh my God, I had to go and take Telegram and install it back, because I installed it, I deleted it because I don't even understand how to go around it. So anyways, this my question, if you allow me to ask my I don't know if Deji has asked you to give a feedback, but briefly, if you have anything to say based on what we've learned so far, based on my teaching style, based on, you can critique me, I don't mind. You understand? I don't mind. I don't have any grudge. I wouldn't have any grudges against